All right, I stumbled my way through the end of Webby this morning. Recovered at the beginning of Burden. And by the time I get to Dax here in PTSD, which is a real problem, I don't suffer from, post-reaction stress, but, I feel for being left scarred by events. Now, I don't know what this is about. I haven't did no checking. It's a first listen. But, well, let's get on to the tune and see what it's about and retell a unfortunate story. That is also inspired by real events.
I was walking home on a Sunday. 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 Not looking back, but I'm not looking forward to anything in my life, cause it never liked me. I can't sleep cause I don't know what's inside me. The devil's demons haunt and do divide me. And I think I'm inside me.
Oh, wow, it's going to be tough.
What's inside me, the devil's demons haunt and do divide me.
They all knew. That was tough. I just want to see if it's playing into the narrative, so I kind of needed to know. Went too fast otherwise.
And I think I'm over it, so I won't stop walking. If I told you a story that you wouldn't believe, not sure I should feel a sigh of relief. Yeah, damn, but he didn't get me. But for some odd reason I don't feel free. So now what? This pain is too much. The screams of the people make music in my head until listen's too tough. So I must wipe my mind of everything I saw in that church. Suppress all these feelings even though that they hurt. I don't understand how you could let this happen. God, I wanna know why you would even let that man on earth. I believe that this life is by you and whatever you choose is the best. I believe in the choices you make even though they may hurt and affect. I'm just human, I don't understand you. I know you are very complex. What should I go do next? My thoughts cannot connect. My PTSD shakes me and leaves me depressed.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to take a shot in the dark at the narrative within the video. Because secret societies, powerful organizations protect instead of having the light of day shined on the individuals who have infiltrated their organization. And I'll use an example that's not so dramatic. After 9/11, right? You get your TSA is formed, right? And I assume, to cut back on arguments, there's some valid ideas, so that's why it's implemented. How come you can search all the incidents of people who really got that job because they like putting their hands on people at the beginning? Now, I think now they've streamlined it, and it's about, well, not about the last couple of days because it appears air travel is collapsing and before our eyes. But my point is, why do pyromaniacs gravitate towards the fire department? Why would an organization that preaches chastity attract secretive perverts? Well, because you can't, as a rule, you can't shine light on it. It's like corporations assuming they can be profitable year after year after year after year, It's just not a right. It's not a sustainable model. So it's got to be all there to what? Get the money and run, get your goodies and go. Okay, that's my shot at what I'm seeing here. I think the unfortunate truth is because I think I've watched the documentary, the movies, that whole the Boston scandal, the hiding, and if I had to answer the why is it allowed to happen, because we as a society are supposed to stand up and root out this evil, but somehow through some sort of ideology, it's wrong to judge or condemn these insane acts until it's too late, and then we're left with post-traumatic stress wondering why.
Leads me to regret. In the back of my mind, there's a place that I know full of sorrow. When I think of those times, my anxiety feels what is hollow. I don't know when it'll go away, but I hope it'll go away. I just pray I feel better when I sleep and wake up tomorrow. Left foot, right foot, keep walking. Left foot, right foot, keep walking. Don't look back, your past is haunting. Demons creeping, always stalking. In that church, I got down crawling. Could not stop my eyes from bawling. Children screaming, bodies falling. Keeps on shooting, bullets honking. Someone help us, please just stop him. Why is he laughing? He's been plotting. Says get up, I hear death calling. I stood up and started walking. We locked eyes and he was smiling. Shot himself, I saw him dying. Adrenaline was in my system, I couldn't stop. I had to go, but I just knew that if I made it, I'd get out and praise the Lord. Now I'm walking on this Sunday and I just hope I make it home.
Well, I would say because I stopped on that picture, he got left alive because unfortunately ignorance of the truth was bliss for his soul, right? He gets to go on because he wasn't guilty. And there's why you're left to question. In my personal opinion, all opinions for entertainment purposes only. I would not assume I know shit. But, and then, you're left with the miracle of life, but the post-traumatic stress of asking God why. If you have faith. When the evils and horrors of society are left just like the drugs, the sex, the rock, all of it, temptation, I believe, is the ultimate answer. And then what path do we choose? I know, Pancho, because you chose right now. Come on, lay down there. Good dog. He wants up. But doesn't matter. That's my wow, powerful.
I was walking home on a Sunday.
When can you jump up by yourself? Why do you... Wow, I've been being used. I don't want to pick him up if he doesn't need to be picked up. If he can still jump on stuff, I need him to use his muscles and his whole range of mobility to get the fullest life he can get. There's hope in the dog side. This Dax tune is heavy, 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 heavy. Pancho probably just come in and remind me that there's love in amongst all this hate. And these horrible things are horrible things. But as long as we keep protecting horrible ideas, horrible things will always flourish in the dark.
I was walking home on a Sunday. I was walking home on a Sunday. I was walking home on a Sunday.
Yeah. That's why I'm okay. Because they give you the spoiler if you can take it. So I did. It puts a lot more context in it at the beginning. instead of having to wait. And that's why I went with the direction I went, because I think that's the problem. If our biggest problem in life is we don't want to challenge our so-called they want to be betters of their heinous and immoral acts, then those acts will always continue. It'd have to be unacceptable before it goes away. All right, that was heavy. Let's leave that for a second. Now, we've had, since the most horrible incidents on the channel, we've had a help page link down there ever since. So that certainly didn't go in my descriptions today. Anybody who's been around the channel for a while knows and we, hopefully it was a troll. Hopefully it wasn't real. If it was real, I mean, no disrespect to the past, the passed on. But reaching out and here's the thing. If it really happened, you have to get something done about it. You can't use the same thing to create hoaxes. There's been problems with that too. So it's a balance, right? I just would like to see all victims stop being victimized. Now, of course, that's that's got to be the baseline position. If you can't start there and to victimization, then what's the point? It'll never change if you don't realize it has to change. I don't know. DAX, post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. Now, the story, if you want to. So, I witnessed an extreme car accident. A woman, she left kids, and I'd have to look it all up. I don't know the details. I didn't get any of the therapy offered. But we were like second car behind so we were following this semi, and the lady jumped out from behind the pillar. Now, I didn't know this at first. All I knew was a semi slammed on its brakes. My boss, he slowed down. The first car went around the semi. Okay, I jumped one step ahead. The car slams on the headlights, and we're like, there's something coming up on the road all instantly, right? And like, you hit a deer? Because that's common. And I looked, and I'm like, not if the deer's wearing just flannel, man. And I'm not going to go through the gory details. The truck driver died, had a heart attack on the spot. This case, it could be looked up. It made the news. But the boss and I, we called that in. So we were like the second call. Someone else had called. The first car had called too. So the officers who reported to that were all offered help. Because it was very, very graphic. I see that body. To this day, all these years later, I still see it. Every now and then I close my eyes and I see it clear as day. Now, I'm not bent out of shape over it, but I can't make it go away. So, not this resource and this subject matter, but the whole being left scarred by stuff. It does happen. And sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's psychological. But the damage is legitimate and should be addressed. And I think this is all awesome. I'm going to wrap it up back with this video. I think it takes the courage, because until the conversation comes out from the dark and gets light shined on it, and not a tabloid talk show version, but legitimate conversations. That's why I know about the Boston scandal or whatever, where they moved the priest around and moved him 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 around. And why? Why do we protect evil? Good question. We'll think about it during the next one. Till then.